Hello, fellow members of the Mix 3, and if you're new, subscribe, and welcome to the weekly update. Ryan Gosling is going to be starring as the Wolfman in a new Wolfman movie, I believe produced by Blumhouse, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be a very smaller budget movie. I read that they're trying to make it, it's going to be kind of like Nightcrawler, but with a supernatural twist is how they're pitching it. I'm very interested in this. I love the Invisible Man movie. My favorite monster of all time is the Wolfman. And Ryan Gosling is a fantastic actor, and this is the type of budget that those monsters deserve and work really well in. Not the big budget explosion things that they were trying to do. I mean, Universal was announced that Dwayne Rock Johnson was going to be the Wolfman. I'm like, so he's not going to grow at all? Because the whole thing of the Wolfman is like a decent size, normal sized human being becomes bigger when he becomes the Wolfman. Hopefully in the movie, it's actually a Wolfman and not just a wolf, like in Twilight, because that's not a Wolfman. That's stupid. And that's not a werewolf either. Werewolves walk on two legs too. So that's also stupid. I really care passionately about my monsters, and I'm so excited for this. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Ryan Gosling. I mean, I can't wait to see what it's gonna look like and how they're gonna play the Wolfman part. With the whole Nightcrawler angle that they're going for, it's definitely going to be creepy. Definitely going to be disturbing. Definitely going to be dramatic and I feel like it's going to feel grounded in as close to reality as they can with that supernatural twist of the Wolfman part. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for this movie? Or this idea right now? They're still working on the script and everything, so it's not gonna happen anytime soon. But hey, they got time to write the script now, and they're in this quarantine. That's for sure. So the Cinemark executives came out earlier this week and announced that people would not be required to wear their masks in their theaters. Now, I get that it's not going to be easy to enforce if you were to enforce people wear masks, and that movie theaters make a majority of their money, well, pretty much all of their money, from popcorn and soda and snacks and all that crap. So, and you can't really eat or drink when you're freaking wearing a mask. Like, you'll have to lift up each time you want to eat or drink. And it's not fun wearing the masks, especially for how long a movie could be. Like, watching a movie for an hour and 30, you might last it, but a freaking 2-hour movie or almost 3-hour movie, then it's gonna suck. Like, I have gone, for work, I have to wear my mask, and it gets tiring. Like, it takes so much out of me. By the end of the day, I'm so tired, and I need a day to recover. That's how much the mask wearing is bothering me. So I personally hate wearing masks. Everybody does, but I do feel that they shouldn't have announced that they were going to do that, because people, even I, will still wear my mask because I want to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry, and people might not go to their theater now knowing that it might not be safe for them to go to their theater. People are not going to be wearing masks. But there's not going to be as close contact with people because they're going to place you around so that you're not close to each other. And maybe that's why they thought it would be okay. I'm not exactly sure. What are your guys' thoughts on this news of Cinemark not requiring people to wear masks? I get that A, it's going to be hard to enforce if they did try. And B, they make all their money from things that the mask prevents or definitely makes harder to do, is to eat popcorn and drink soda. Even though it is for safety reasons, it does suck, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And that's why I'm just curious about what your guys' take is on this whole situation with Cinemark. Another theater thing that I wanted to talk about is that the AMC executives have come out and said that even they can see that AMC might not last. Even they can see that their company might not last because of how bad they're doing right now in terms of financial problems and stuff, because nobody's at the theater. There's no people buying popcorn, no people buying drinks. Like, they're hoping that once they open their theaters back up, that people will come out and people will support so that AMC doesn't die. But even it's sad to me that AMC did so many things right, but because of this coronavirus, it might take them out completely. And they're one of the best movie theater chains and the biggest movie theater chains in the entire world. And the fact that, and especially in the US, and the fact that even they have come out and said there was a possibility, it's sad. Being a movie fan, being a fan of going to the movie theater, I hope that, that everything works out for the best and that AMC will still be around. But between Cinemark and AMC and all theaters, it's a tough time to be a theater owner right now. It's a tough time to be a company of any sort right now. And I'm going to be interested to see if Hollywood steps in and helps in any way, to be honest, because they got the money if they wanted to help their theaters stay afloat. I feel. Maybe they don't. But I know people like Christopher Nolan are very passionate about people going to go see movies in the movie theater. And it seems like a bunch of theaters will be open in time for Tenet to come out. So all those theaters are like, ooh, Tenet. Tenet is going to be the thing. We shall see. If Tenet crushes it, it's not just going to be good for the movie. It's not going to just be good for Christopher Nolan. It's going to be good for all the theaters. So we'll see. Hopefully everything will work out. So Josh Boone came out earlier this week and basically optimistically said that he wants the New Mutants to be a trilogy of films. He was planning on it to be a trilogy of films. If the first one does freaking well, after getting delayed so many times, like the actors are so much older than they were when they shot the film, so it would be fascinating to see a sequel to the New Mutants after everything that happened to the first one. Like, basically, I think the reason why it came out and announced, like, yes, I'm planning on it to be a sequel, a trilogy, like, I have so many ideas, like, this could be something, blah, 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 like, that kind of thing, is to be like, yo, people, if you want this to be a sequel, come out and see this movie. And I hope it does well. I hope it's actually a good movie, because honestly, like, if it's a really freaking good movie, then I will be really sad and be, like, extremely curious as to why it's been shoved on the shelf. They probably shot this movie 4 or 5 years ago. And there's a lot of change that can happen between 4 or 5 years for the actors. It's just crazy to think about this movie in terms of that. And if it ends up being great, like I said, then why was it delayed? I don't know. Like, why was it in such hell for this long of time? I can't wait to see the movie to find out if it's good or not, if I like it or not. But if it does well, would you guys be up for a trilogy? Would you be up for at least a sequel? I don't know about a trilogy, but we'll see. The main thing that's interesting about the whole trilogy idea is that the whole X-Men universe from Fox, and anything X-Men related, I would think would be dead, because Disney owns it now. So it would be interesting to see if the New Mutants continued, because that would mean that Disney talked to Josh Boone. Josh Boone and Disney had a good conversation, and that they signed off on it, because Disney has all the power of saying, no, we don't want any New Mutants at all. The fact that they're putting out in theaters still, and not just putting it on Hulu or something after all of this madness that happened in the movie, does make me think that there is something there, and that they might want to continue on with it. Maybe they'll have it continue on, and maybe the new kids, because they're younger kids, right? Young, well, now they're kind of adults, but then the other X-Men were, and maybe that could be a branching point into X-Men into the MCU. I don't know what their plans are. I don't know what the plan could be. Maybe it's just a standalone trilogy. I'm not sure. But it is interesting that Josh Boone came out and talked about that. And it makes you either think that, yes, he talked to Disney, or he's optimistically pleading to people to go see the movie so that he can make his trilogy. Either way, it's going to be fascinating. And it adds a whole nother layer to the New Mutants movie coming out in August. I wanted to touch on a very important world topic, a very important non-entertainment topic, the Black Lives Matter movement right now. I thought it was an important time for everybody to take a part of it, like be a part of this movement, help this movement go through, make sure that one day we can live in a world where there's no such thing as racism or discrimination anymore. I wanted to read you my Facebook post, and then I'm going to give you some movie suggestions on what I think would be great movies to check out to help understand what African Americans deal with on a daily basis. So this is what I wrote on my Facebook post earlier this week, and then like I said, I personally have never understood racism, not what it is, but why it exists. We are human. We all love, we all cry, we all have friends and families, we all live, and we all die. I hope this moment in time will bring about justice and peace that never fades away. I hope that one day we will live in a society not filled by hate, by discrimination, that people don't feel the need to put others down so they themselves can rise above. That we can all rise together, a society of love, friendship, and kindness. I'm a privileged white male, never having to grow up dealing with such discrimination that African American men and women have to deal with every day. I was bullied throughout middle school for being different, being a student in special ed. I was labeled retarded by many, many bullies. Now, I'm not saying that it's similar to what African Americans deal with on a daily basis, but my point is that I hope that all forms of bullying can end, because life would be better for all of us if we stopped and listened to each other and respected each other. So please respect each other. Do some research. There's a link in the description that will send you to different petitions and charities and stuff if you want to help and support this movement so that this Black Lives Matter movement, so that they can live and not have to worry about dealing with racism or discrimination ever again, that they don't have to worry about police brutality ever again. Let's make this change. And we need everybody to make this change together. We need everybody to support each other, to be kind to each other. Stop this bullying crap. I'm tired of people bullying each other. I'm tired of people bullying each other on social media, especially. I'm going to talk about this story real quick. I freaking posted my reaction of Bert Kreischer's comedy into a Facebook group, and they attacked me, calling me all sorts of names, calling me stupid, calling me retarded, asking if I was special, just like harassed me because I posted a freaking reaction into their group. I was just trying to share it because I thought they were going to like it, and I got attacked because of it. Because people feel like they have some kind of protection being able to harass people through the internet. And that's a definite type of bullying that we need to get rid of. We need to get rid of bullying of discrimination and racism against African Americans. We need to get bullying of people who are in special needs or like people like me, or people even less unfortunate than I am. We need to stop the bullying. We need to come together as a people. We need to be kind to each other. We need to love each other, respect each other. And I feel that if we can do that, we can live in a better world. A much better world. Where we don't have to live in fear. Where they don't have to live in fear. Where people can just be chill and be friends. And I just want that. I just want people to be friends with each other. I think the world would be a much better place if we were all friends. Now, some movie suggestions I feel would be beneficial for people who want to learn more about the African American perspective, especially during these times. The Hate You Give is an excellent movie, and looking back at that movie now, pretty close to darn accurate to what's going on right now in our world, in the United States right now. Blind Spotting is another movie that I strongly recommend. This movie came out last year, I believe, or 2 years ago, and it was an indie movie, so not a lot of people saw it, but I strongly recommend it. It is one of my favorite movies I have seen in a long, long time. It's an excellent movie about police brutality, and it is so poignant, so smartly written. Honestly, I strongly recommend you watch that one. If you have any more suggestions, leave it in the comments below. But those two are some of my favorite movies of all time. They're so well written, so well executed, and really, really, really just beautiful movies that I'm sure will help you understand just a little bit of what's going on in this world, what African Americans have had to deal with for so long. Like I said, there's in the description below is a link to a bunch of different petitions and where you can sign, which helps, or if you want to donate, which helps even more. There's charities and stuff in there too. Multiple different ways to help, and on the website itself is information to help teach you so you can learn about what's going on more